Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. All right, so today we have a continuation of much of the energy from yesterday. We still do have the moon in expansive Sagittarius, so still a good day for expanding our perception on things and maybe good for things like abstract thoughts, bigger pictures, and maybe some adventurousness. Could be really good to develop this phase of the cycle. We are in the third quarter phase, which makes it a really good time to challenge ourselves towards anything that has shifted from a week ago, from the last full moon. Good time of integration and implementation to challenge ourselves with. And we do have a lot of squares here today. We do have the sun still squaring up to Pluto, so if any deep things do arise, it is really good to practice non-attachment, maybe self-empowerment, transformation can be great today. And going into tomorrow, that sun will also be squaring up to expansive Jupiter. So we could be maybe seeing bigger pictures, but maybe a bit of buoyancy, a kind of over or under optimism maybe, or seeing or not seeing potentials that can be integrated, and we can implement these opportunities here today. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when I return. All right, so here's the sky for this Tuesday. And again, we are using the actual size of the constellations called true sidereal astrology. This does change the signs from mainstream astrology. So if you do notice that some of the signs I'm saying are different from what mainstream is saying, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look here at the moon's placement, which represents the theme of the day here in expansive Sagittarius, passing over Pluto and Jupiter, who will be squared by the sun here today. So as a backdrop, the theme is really good for expanding our perception. Sagittarius is a side of ourself that is open-minded and does want to see the bigger picture. So it could be a really good day for seeing potentials, expanding our perception in terms of what's possible in life, and maybe with this Pluto energy, seeing what has been transforming or changing with our perceptions. So with this, of course, we still do have the sun and Mercury in receptive Pisces. So this third quarter phase makes it a really good time of implementing two very different types of energies. With the sun and Mercury, they're in the water sign of Pisces, which represents having more peace in life. So this has been the larger context for the month, and it is still a really good time to focus on what's important to us on a soul level and to see how we can access more peace and wholeness here in our lives. So with this, we do have some squares going on with the sun. Mainly the sun will be squaring up to that Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that we do have in Sagittarius. And so today could be an empowering day with the square to Pluto. And so today, if there is anything that is arising that is deeper, anything that we can do to uncover the truth of ourselves, of what is arising, and how we can work with these deeper things in constructive ways. Essentially, Pluto is the planet of personal transformation. And so anything that does involve facing fears or self-empowerment could make it a really constructive day here today. And in the realm of just external events and relationships, squares to Pluto can bring up things where we can see what we're attached to or what we're wanting to control. And so Pluto has a way of helping us practice more non-attachment and to release that control. So really good to do that as well, seeing how we can be non-attached here today. And then non-attachment, of course, does lead to more of the changes that are important to us on a deeper level. And so it makes it an excellent day for anything that does involve change or personal empowerment through that non-attachment. And it can make it very constructive for these external things like career, relationships, whatever it might be for you when we are practicing non-attachment and connecting to them on that deeper level and maybe making some internal changes with them. So as we do get into tomorrow, we will start to feel the square up to Jupiter, which can sometimes give us a bit of an over or under extreme when it comes to potentials or inspirations or the bigger picture. And so this can also be very constructive going into tomorrow. If there is anything that you do want to put action towards or implement, that is a potential, that is something you're seeing from a bigger picture, can make it a very constructive day. Also very constructive for philosophy, spirituality, and anything that, again, involves that open mind or more abstract perspective on things. All right, and another thing going into tomorrow, we do have Mercury passing over Chiron. So it could be a good day going into the later part in particular for healing, especially if that healing does involve learning about healing with Mercury. Maybe doing things that simply are learning can be very healing and therapeutic. And also in regards to communications, could be a good day for maybe communicating in some situation in our life that can lead to more healing and rejuvenation. And again, just like Pluto, transformation. So our minds are contacting the healing planet here today, going into tomorrow. And so it does make it very constructive for all things healing, especially if they do involve our minds, learning, or communication. All right, everyone. So that's the day in a nutshell. Most important thing are these squares with the sun. How can we empower ourselves through changes by being non-attached? And this can make it a great day for personal empowerment and personal transformation. Going into tomorrow, how can we see the bigger picture and know that there are opportunities, but act on them, right? Actually integrate them, because squares to Jupiter, sometimes, again, a bit of a pendulum swing with perception, but it becomes constructive when we actually implement these types of things. And it can be a very constructive part of the week for all things that do require implementation with all these squares we have going on. We have the squares with Pluto and Jupiter, but also, of course, the third quarter moon is a square between the sun and moon, making it a really good time for integration and implementation, and just challenging ourselves to do things that we might be afraid of with Pluto, we might see potentials with, and in the case of Mercury and Chiron, maybe do some healing with here today. All right, everyone, so that's the day in a nutshell. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you again for all of your support, and I will see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.